Today we are going to learn about Introduction to Arrays in Java. So before we begin with this, let us have some quick recap. Or before that, we just let us learn about. Today we are going to learn about Introduction to Arrays in Java. So before you know about arrays, let us answer a few questions. If you have marks of 5 subjects, how will you store them in Java? So do you use a single variable or you use multiple variables? You can drop the answer for these questions for the introductory session. Now what if you need to store marks of 100 students? Will you create 100 variables? You can just tell what's your answer. Can you think of a way to keep many similar values under one name? Yes or no? So just try to answer these and drop this answer in the comments. The learning objective of this today's session is you will learn by the end of the class, you will learn what is an array. You will be able to define array and state its examples. Understand the need of array. You can classify the arrays into its types. Write the syntax of the array declaration. Access array elements. Design and test example code. Perform class activity. We are going to have the class activity. Answering the quiz and then have a quick recap. Definition. An array is a collection of elements of same data type stored in contiguous memory locations referred by a common name. So there are the 3 points. The first point is the data must be of same type. Second is it should be stored in the continuous memory locations. And third is it is referred by a common name. So these are 3 key points for defining an array. Some of the examples of array. So marks being an integer, you can store the marks as integer and this pair of a square bracket is indicating collection. So basically an array is a collection of data or a set of data, and in Java we are using pair of square brackets in order to indicate the set. So int square bracket marks is equals to, in the curly bracket we are having 5 set of marks: 78, 85, 90, 67 and 88. So this is one example of an array. Another example is string names Ann, Bob, Dan and John. So this is a array of names and the data type is a string. Char, Vibgyor, Vibgyor. So Vibgyor is an array of character type storing each letter of the colors of rainbow. So these are few examples of array. Now, why do we need an array? Variables can store only one value at a time. So if you want to store more than one value, you require a number of different variables. That is the reason, if imagine there are a large number of variables, you need to store each value in a large number of variables. But if we use array, so multiple set of values can be saved, can be stored by the same name. So array is reducing the memory space by storing multiple values of same data type under one name. What are the types of arrays? So there are two broad. If you classify the arrays, there are the two broad category. One is single dimension array, that is list. Another one is multi-dimension array, that is two-dimension array or table. So multi-dimension array is stored in the tabular format. Single dimension array is stored in the list format. See, real life analogies to the array is you can have a tray in which you can keep the eggs, pencil box, So multiple color pencils are stored in a pencil box, one after another. Phone contact list, they all are examples of storing multiple values. Accessing data. So suppose if you want to access the data in the bookshelf, you go to the bookshelf and pick particular book. Or if you're looking for a particular, you can say that if you're looking for your train, in the train compartment, you are looking for a particular seat. So you are accessing data in order to reach there. Using loops. Students sitting in order. So if you want to allocate the place for them, you can use a loop. Grouping related data, calendar, class register, etc. are used to group the data. Performing algorithms. You can perform storing, sorting, adding, finding the sum of the elements of the array, reversing the array. So these are few algorithms that you can work upon in array. These are few real life examples of single dimension array. It is a compartment. This is the compartment. These are the compartments of the train. So train is considered as a single dimension array where this index is 0, engine is at 0 position, then various compartments numbered from 1 to 10. So in all there are 11 cells. Now this is multiple color, pack of multiple colors in single dimension array. You have the types of sports in single dimension array like badminton, table tennis, chess, basketball, football, cricket, baseball and rugby. Flowers in single dimension array. So these are few real life examples of single dimension array. Real life examples of double dimension array. Here you can say a pack of tickets. You can see a pack of tickets. Okay, multiple tickets are stored in rows and columns. So row 1, 2, 3, there are 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are 5 columns. So in all there are 15 tickets stored in double dimension array. This is a bookshelf of library. Letter A stored in this format. This is also using array. All the white spaces are represented using 0 and all the black spaces are represented using 1. Okay, so this is an array in the pattern of zeros and ones. This is another example of double dimension array. Now continue with more examples of two-dimension array, types of sports. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 columns and 1, 2, 3, 3 rows. So in all 3 into 4 there are 12 elements stored in this double dimension array. And so is this flower, multiple flowers in double dimension array. Syntax or array declaration. There is a rule of writing this array, and the rule is for single dimension array you can store it as data types, a pair of square bracket, name of the array is equal to new data type and the array size. For example, integer square bracket, this indicates the collection of marks or a set of marks as an array. So int square bracket marks is equals to new int 5. So it is allocating 5 memory space to store marks. Two dimension array, data type, then you have this pair of two square brackets because it is in first one is for row, second one is for column. Name of the array is equal to new data type. In the first square bracket you specify the row size. In the second square bracket you can represent the column size. So int pair of two pair of square brackets marks is equal to new int 3 5. So here this is indicating 3 rows and 5 columns. So in all there are 3 rows of data with 5 columns. So here also we are storing 15 elements, 3 5s are 15. Accessing array elements. In order to access the array elements, you can go with integer square bracket marks is equals to curly bracket 78, 85, 90, 67, 88, curly bracket close and semicolon. So this is how you have declared an array with certain set of values assigned to it. Now there are some key points that you need to remember. Array elements are accessed using index or subscript. Like here 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the index position of the elements in this. 78 is at 0 position, 85 is at position 1, 90 is at position 2, 67 is at index position 3 and 88 is at index position 4. Array elements are accessed using indices. So these are the index positions. Array length and size can be found using length attribute, and here it is this length attribute is telling how many elements are there. So the array length of this particular array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as there are 5 elements in the array named marks. The first index is always 0 and the last index is always array size minus 1. So if you look at this example, the first index is 0 and the last index is array size of this is 5, so 5 minus 1, so here it is 4. The example code is public class array demo curly bracket open. So here the class begins and here the class ends. Public static void main string args, and this is the main functions opening and this is the main functions closing. Integer marks is equals to 78, 85, 90, 67, 88 and put a semicolon here. So this is the array that is declared. Now you can just run a loop. See, array is always working with the loop. So here you can run a loop for I is equal to 0, semicolon I less than marks dot length, semicolon I plus plus, system dot out dot println marks of I. So here we are specifying the position is equal to marks of I. So if you run this program, it will be showing these marks as marks of 0, 78, marks of 1, 85, marks of 2, 90, marks of 3, 67 and marks of 4, 88. So this is how it will show you the array. Now these two codes we will be practicing in our next class. Let us have a quick revision or a quick quiz. We are given the following array. Now you need to answer the question. What is the type of above array? The type of above array is single dimension array. So it is S D A. I have written abbreviation. Its expansion is single dimension array. What is stored at num of 2? So this is num of here. This is num of 0. This is num of 1. This is num of 2. This is num of 3. And this is num of 4. So what is stored at num of 2? So num of 2 is 30. So answer to this question is 30. What is the index of value 50? So if you look at 50, its index position is 4. So here you can say num of 4. Num of 4. Or even if you write 4, that works. So index position is 4. What will num dot length return? So num dot length returns the total number of elements. If you count the element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So answer to this question is 5. What is the first and the last index? The first index is 0 and the last index is 4. Let's have a quick recap. Array stores multiple values of same data type. First index is 0. Array have fixed size. You have to specify the size while declaring the array. Array uses loops for working with array. So you need to use the for loops or while. You can use any loop in order to work with array. For is most, you can say for is most appropriate to use while working with array. Arrays are best to perform data handling operations and statistical functions. If you have any doubts and queries, You can put them down in the comment box. In our next video, we will learn about two-dimension array. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel if you want to get more ideas about the arrays. Thank you so much.